Let me take you to the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, Mississippi. They're going to uphold, they have now voted to uphold a Jim Crow law that Mississippi's white supremacist leaders adopted in 1890 in an attempt to disenfranchise black residents for life. White lawmakers designated certain crimes that they believed black people were more likely to commit as lifelong disenfranchising crimes. So let's go back to what's happening here. Because a lot of times Republicans will say, well, there are no racist laws on the books. No, nobody says blacks can't do this or whites can't do that. That doesn't exist anymore. Well, even in 1890, they were smart enough to take the race out of the statute. And what they did is they created laws that said, well, which crimes are the crimes that we can arrest black folks for more so than white people? And they came up with a list. And they said, that will be the list that will make them no more able to vote in the state of Mississippi. See how they did it? Okay, there's more. The court's conservative majority admitted that the Jim Crow law was steeped in racism. They admitted it. Yeah. The law is steeped in racism, but said the state had made enough changes in the 132 years since to override its white supremacist taint. A 2018 analysis found that the law still disproportionately affects who? Black people in Mississippi compared to white residents. The 1890 provision at issue is section 241 of the Mississippi Constitution, which originally permanently disenfranchised people who committed the following crimes: bribery, burglary, theft, arson, obtaining money or goods under false pretense, perjury, forgery, embezzlement, and bigamy. In their effort to only include crimes they believe black people were most likely to commit, the white supremacist drafters of the 1890 Constitution did not include murder or rape as disenfranchising crimes. Why? Because white people were arrested for murder and rape. So they didn't include it. Isn't that ironic? There's more. As the report noted, the Mississippi legislature adopted what's called race neutral language. Something that, contrary to popular belief, a lot of Jim Crow laws of the era did. This was their way of hiding the racial impact. But the drafters of the law made it clear in speeches what the law was for. Mississippi Speaker of the House, James Berteman, said, and I quote, "There is no use to equivocate or lie about the matter. Mississippi's Constitutional Convention of 1890 was held for no other purpose than to eliminate the N-words from politics. Not the ignorant, not vicious, as some of the apologists would have you believe, but the N-words." The Fifth Circuit argued that since the list of crimes was later updated, with burglary taken out and murder and rape added, there was no longer a racial intent in the list of crimes, and therefore it was now allowed. Even though the state still firmly had a segregationist code at the time the list was even amended. There was a dissent in the case. One judge did dissent, one federal judge dissented. Look at that. The brother dissented. That's Judge James E. Graves Jr. In his dissent, Judge Graves cited Berteman's admission about the purpose of the convention and said, hold the hell up. The people who created the damn thing said they were creating it in order to be racist. How are we going to uphold something that was created to be racist against black people? The former Mississippi Speaker of the House, Governor, and US Senator, and the so-called Great White Chief said the goal was to legislate against the racial peculiarities of the Negro. And that when that device fails, we will resort to something else. Sounds familiar? All right, same game, same plan, different format, different land. Same thing, ladies and gentlemen.